600s, that's alright. Okay, just the standard Dondozo stuff. So therefore, have to bring Torkoal. So Brute Bonnet or Iron Hands is the lead. And this, both are reasonable. I think it's going to Brute Bonnet start with. That's a good trainer card. Pretty reasonable. So, do I Terra any of these? Terra Poison on the Brute Bonnet is pretty reasonable. Yeah, no, it's definitely Terra Rage Powder Trick Room, right? If they Mortal Spin, it's only getting the Springtail. If they go on the offensive, then I resist. So is it Moonblast or is it Shadow Ball? They were brave enough to Shadow Ball. So Rage Powder was good. That was a lot, that's definitely Specs. That special defense drop is going to be annoying, but it's just Mortal Spin again. Cool. So I know that they're Specs, that means I am Howling and Bullet Seeding that slot for sure. So, Bullet Seed, and Howl. And that slot is KO'd unless it switches to Dragonite, and that would be a bit of a weird switch. Makes sense they go on the offensive, but that is KO Fluttermane. Could have spoiled the Glamora, that might have been reasonable as well. Because then I just Torkoal Eruption through everything. Am I losing Brute Bonnet to an Earth Power? I'd prefer not to. Am I losing it to Power Gem because there's for Death Drop? I am, okay. Right. So is it Torkoal in the face of the Glamora still? Because I can Psychic Fangs KO it. Yeah, I think it will be. It's always going to be Dondozo. Now, do they immediately switch? That's always the question. Do I KO Glamora in one with a boosted? Do I have time for this? Oh, that's close. But if I Eruption, it definitely gets it. So I'm going to, even though they're gonna hard switch. Yeah, they did. Oh well. Could have clear smogged immediately. It's always the guessing game. Like, if they protect and attack with the Glamora and I clear smog that turn, then that's really bad. So it's just a guessing game. At least this was still Trunk Redondos, though. That's not bad. Could be better. And they do just EQ. Okay. That's pretty much worst case that turn could have gone. But, yeah, that's not much I can do about that. Pretty sure I just lose now. Well, I will attempt to clear Smog. I'll switch into Iron Hands, but this is looking very dire. Like, I had to get that turn right. They protected and I had KO'd the Gamora, that was good. But if I clear Smogged straight away, that would have been much better. Maybe we'll just attack this turn, so would have been nice to catch protect that I could then just attack the next turn, but there we go. How many turns of Trick Room do I have? If it's 1, I lose. If it's 2, it's still possible. Oh, no, because they're just going to protect anyway, aren't they? Now it's a defense boost, which is less than ideal. Because I've taken so much damage. It would have been nice, but it's not nice at the moment. So, Howl... And it's only 1 turn at Trick Room, okay. So it's Howl, and it's CC on the Terra. They didn't Terra. Interesting. I mean, it didn't matter that they didn't Terra, but things aren't looking very good. If I had 1 more turn of Trick Room, I was actually sorted, but that's not how Trick Room works. Because I'm living another one. If I dodge a move, like, they should always Sludge Bomb me. Gotta play for dodges here. It's not KOing, right? Yeah, and then dodge something. Yeah, I'm not going to dodge Power Down. And Dragon Ball is 100% accurate, so there was no way out of that one. I was completely pinned. This is a bit of a shame. But, like, the turn of, like, do they switch... And it was Sash anyway. The turn of, like, do they switch Dondozo or not? Like, that's always... Like, I don't want to call it a 50-50. Even though it's literally, do they switch or not? Because, like, is it a 50-50? Would you call that a 50-50? Because it is literally, do they switch to Tatsugiri or do they not switch to Tatsugiri? Because if they do, then Clear Smog turn 1 is better. If they don't, Clear Smog is bad because Power Gem will just KO the Torkoal. So, based on the calc I did very quickly, it's in my favour that Psychic Fangs would have KO'd just regular Gamora. Like, it's a roll, so maybe I should have just trusted my Scream Tail and OHKO'd it, but then it was Sash, so then doubling it would have been the correct play had it attacked. So so we're back down to facing 1500s, guys. Reasonable team, but if Trick Room goes up, I'm good. So yeah, I want to go Brute Bonnet because I can Rage Power the Taunt from the Talonflame, but they've got Blizzard stuff. I guess I can just Terra. I can just Terra. Torkoal is amazing here. And yeah, it's got to be Iron Hands as well, right? Some ways they can stop Trick Room. Blizzard Freeze is one. Safety Goggles Taunt is one. Fake out and do something, then be able to do another thing the next turn, maybe. But even then, Like, they've got no way of breaking through Screamtail easily at all. They're going to have to just chip away at it. That's a cool training card. That is not the lead I expected at all. Okay, so I know that one's not Sash, so that's good to know. The speed is heightened. Wait. Okay, hold on. That's not supposed to happen, is it? Hold on. That's no investment in attack Great Tusk at all, and max speed. That means it's just not doing damage. So I'm going to just break the Focus Sash on the Abomasnow and Trick Room. Yeah, speed boost. Like, it has to be, right? Like, Jolly, no investment, hits 151 attack, but then its speed is max 152. So it's just not going to do any damage here, and they've wasted their Terror as well. And that was a completely pointless Terror. I know I could have Bullet Seeded, but that was just wasted. Yeah, this is not going to do damage, right? Like, it's not going to KO. Well, I'll re-specify. It's not going to KO. But if they do OHKO me with Blizzard here, like a fool, then Torkoal sweeps. There's nothing they can do now. They've even made themselves weak to fire for me. Very kind. I would like to howl, but that seems greedy, considering I probably can just Torkoal through the game. Because they were incredibly weak to Torkoal, so I'm not going to get greedy with any howls. I'm going to break a Focus Sash that is potentially on that Abomasnow, covering for anything. There is a Qianpao potentially in the back, so it will be Psychic Fangs. Like, I know Qianpao is not a switch into Torkoal Eruption, but just in case. Because the Terror's already been used, they can't Terror Water with the Abomasnow now. There's the Iron Bundle. Did I say just in case, then I did click Psychic Fangs, or did I click Drain Punch? Can't remember. It doesn't matter. Like, because that's just a double KO. Doesn't matter. But I think I was, like, intending to click Drain Punch, right? Yep, I did. Whoops. Could have been a Qianpao switch in. And there was a Qianpao, so I didn't play that optimally. Oh, my percent to this. That's rude. I just had a defense boost and now I don't and have a drop. That's so rude. Come on, accept your fate. There's no way out, accept your fate. I would count that as accepting of the fate. Because that's still not enough, that's still going to KO both. And yeah, there was the Focus Sash, so they could have switched in Qianpao that previous turn. It didn't make any difference at all, because they were just far too weak to Torkoal. But still amusing. That's what we're looking for. Those kind of games again, please. Just people that are just too weak to Torkoal. I just eruption through the whole team. Still not where I need to be. I'm running out of games now. $1,700 guy is good though. With a standard team, okay. So what, like I still haven't properly worked out what I'm doing against standard yet, but we will see. Pretty sure it's this and this. And then yeah, it's Excalibur, and then is it Torkoal or Brute Bonnet? Because Torkoal is good if there is not a Ting Lu. But the others take care of Ting Lu pretty well. Let's try Torkoal. I'm curious how many people are going to have brought Mungus against me when they had a Mungus. Because quite a few people are still leaving it on the bench. I think they're put off by the Torkoal. Which is nice. My trainer card is much cooler. Hey, they've stolen my look. That's me. Alright. I think I might need to Terra Water here. Right? Well, we'll see if they're booster energy. They're not booster energy, so they're probably specs. Like, I live, but not the double. And I definitely live the double if I go for... Yeah, so I'm going to Detect and Terra and Trick Room. And if they switch to a Mungus this turn, that is a big oh no. But having to use my Terra this early is not great if they do have a Mungus in the back. Come on, double the Iron Hands. That would be ideal. Like, I'm asking for that, and then asking them to have wasted my Terra by going for Fairy instead of Shadow Ball. But I am expecting Shadow Ball, because, like, my Iron Hands could Terra as well. And then Shadow Ball would be perfectly fine for both. But they cannot stop Trick Room here. Oh, that's good. It was a wasted Terra, but that's good. Nice, nice. Wasted Terra. I'm celebrating my wasted Terra right now, but that's okay. So here I will close combat to the Arcanine, and I will Howl, and I will accept the loss of my Iron Hands to the Moonblast, because then I get in my Torkoal for 3 turns. Oh, that's good. Is this a Mungus? If it is, then I'm going to be even more annoyed about the wasted Terra. Yep, even more annoyed about the wasted Terra, but do I KO this Arcanine here? Yeah, of course I do. booster energy is very good. So it is a big shame I used Terra, because if I still had Terra available, I Terra Iron Hands and I immediately win. But there is nothing they can do. But I did use the Terra. So now I have to adapt around it. Okay, back into Fluttermane. And I know that they're specs, right? Well, I don't know, but I'm strongly assuming they are specs, so I will just double the Fluttermane, I think. Yeah, if they spore the Screamtail, that's best case. Because then I just Oko the Fluttermane. So they have to spore the Iron Hands this turn, but I still two-shot the Fluttermane, right? Or most Fluttermanes I do. Unless they stolen Agarty's one, then I don't. Agarty's one was super slow, so it must have had a lot of bulk. It's just Rage Powder. I'll take that. Because that's massive damage into the Amoonguss. And ideally, one of my Pokemon gets KO'd. Yeah, and that means they can't Terror the Amoonguss anymore, so I just Eruption. That was a big mistake. I'm looking great now. KO my Iron Hands, please. You can't KO my Screamtail. KO the Iron Hands. And then I just win. Moonblast, not Dazzling Beam. Be strong, Fluttermane. I'm cheering for my opponent. Be strong. Nice. That was a big mistake. They had to spore that turn. There was no reason not to spore. Unless they were expecting Safety Goggles somewhere, but that was a big mistake. It's speed boost as well, so it's not the super slow one. And I get my attack boost because I've howled. Oh no, because I was intimidated, so it's back to neutral. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, this is just Eruption. And Second Fangs into the Fluttermane. I guess if they switch to Tinglu, then that won't take much, but both Amoonguss... Like, if they switch with the Amoonguss to get Regenerator, Psychic Fangs will follow up with a KO. If it's Tinglu for this lot, like it is, Eruption surely still KOs Amoonguss. So, this is still fine. Yeah, they're always going to protect. That's fine. Tinglu's still taking a chunk. That's a chunk. Shame I didn't Drain Punch. Drain Punch to cover it would have been better, but oh well. How many turns left? 2, isn't it? Oh, it's only 1. Okay. Oh, and Screamtail's taking reasonable damage. Okay. Well, it's still Eruption, and it's still Drain Punch. Would have been better to attack the Amoonguss in case that switches out and then the Fluttermane lives because of the Tinglu. Might have been, actually. But if they do switch in into Fluttermane, then they're put in Ice Shard range, so actually I'd kind of prefer that. Well, I went for the double. That's reasonable enough. And I don't expect this to KO the Tinglu. It would be a lovely surprise if it did. Oh, they didn't attack the Torkoal. Interesting. That was a crit as well. Yeah, I wasn't going to KO, but expected. So here I just need to Flamethrower and Trick Room, right? So if I just put the Fluttermane into Ice Shard range, I win. And it's speed boost, so it's not bulky enough. So I just need to Flamethrower it. Right? So Flamethrower. Yeah, Flamethrower. Better than Eruption. Attempt to Trick Room, because if I do, then I win. But they lock into Moonblast, which makes sense. But then they can't hit the Torkoal very well. So I should be fine with the Baxcalibur waiting in the back. Yeah, it's a 2-shot, but this should put it in ice shot range, right? Probably not. I mean, it needs to be. And it's speed boost, so it surely doesn't have that much bulk. It just has to be at this point. Unless I Ice Shard the Ting Lu for the KO, but then Moonblast surely KO. No, Moonblast will KO because they're Specs and they're Terra Fairy now, so it just needs to KO. It just needs to KO. And they're speed boost, so it might. Oh yeah, because the Ting Lu was reducing the Fade Threat, that's why I did less than I thought. Okay, I always forget about the Ruin abilities. Come on, be strong, Excalibur. It's going to be very close if this KOs. If they're no bulk or little bulk, it surely does. If they are bulk, it surely does not. But given their speed boost, they might not be bulk. That is annoying. That's really annoying. That was so close. But they attacked the Torkoal. Does that mean I win? Does Heavy Hand... That means I win, right? That's not enough. I shard into flutter me. They were protecting the protect. Heavy Slam doesn't KO. We're both heavy boys, right? I mean, I did think that would be close, but that is annoyingly close. Come on. Heavy Slam, don't be strong. Come on, Excalibur. I know you're taking a tick of life orb. Just be banded on the Ting Lu, please. Or just don't have Heavy Slam. Or just, for some reason, be a super light Ting Lu. Don't do it. Nice! Let's go, Excalibur. You're the best. I will Ice Shard because they might be a turbo one. And it's still definitely a KO. Nice. Well done, Excalibur. You did it. Yeah, the predicting of the Protect to the Excalibur was very nice for me. But I don't think that was necessary because Stomping Tantrum was a KO. Like, you Moonblast the Excalibur and you Stomping Tantrum the Torkoal. Like, why don't you do that? I'm not sure, but I'll take it.